Giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good morning, good people. Welcome to AZ Sports Live, presented by the Cochran Firm and Boston Scientific. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steve. Boom! Happy Thursday, Cowboys Nation. Happy Thursday, football fans. We got some football tonight. Can't wait to watch. But coming up on today's show, we take a look at this Cowboys new look offense versus the Cincinnati Bengals defense. We'll dive into how they performed last week against the Steelers. We'll also go back in time, way back in time. And we will put on some film and take a look at Cooper Rush and how he performed in Minnesota to kind of refresh ourselves and see what he does well, what he doesn't do well, and how Kellen Moore needs to protect his ass. In the roundup, we got an injury update. You know, the first injury report came out this week, and some more good news from Michael Gallup, but don't expect to really see him back, but we'll update you guys on that. And Zeke speaks. Yep. He has something to say, and it wasn't like it was glowing things to say. It was more so, feed me, period, point blank. Shout out to the Bomb Squad in the building.
Bomb Squad!
If Skywalker was really my middle name, I was straight up, I already do, but my parents, you guys just amazing. Yes. No, Skywalker is not my middle name. Skywalker's not. But it does sound like it. Yeah, I guess that is true when I bring it in that way, huh? Indeed. But what's up with y'all, man? How y'all doing this morning? We got 2 more days till we hit the weekend. Today, tomorrow, Thursdays today. Got a lot going on. Final show on primetime. We'll be on Vacha's show later. This was just a pretty interesting week in general with the demeanor around the team and in Cowboys Nation. But in the great words of Bill Belichick, it's on to Cincinnati. It's on to Cincinnati, man. So I hope y'all Thursday is going well, and I hope this show can make it a bit better and get your mornings flowing in the right direction, all right? So let's go ahead and hit this roundup, and we're going to get straight into it right after the roundup, man. I think we got some good stuff lined up today, so y'all stick around.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Hey, first injury report came out. Michael Gallup was on it, and he was listed as limited. Good stuff there from Michael Gallup, right? Coach McCarthy said that he would do some group things this week, meaning he's going to be a part of team activities for the first time since 2021 in December or January. I can't remember when he got hurt, but that'll be the first time in a long time. So that's good news. I'm still looking at Gallup for week 3 earliest, week 4 kind of right where I'm settling in at. But sooner the better at this point. We don't want to rush him back, of course, right? We don't want to rush him back, but good news on Michael Gallup. James Washington did some rehab work with Britt Brown for the first time since August 1st after breaking his foot. He's on IR, though, so he won't be back until after week 4 minimum. So maybe week 5, 6, 7, I'm not sure, but won't see him back. But he's back on the course, and that's a good thing for him. As for the rest of the guys, Terrell Basham, Jaron Kearse, Connor McGovern, and Dak Prescott, they all did not practice. And, of course, they won't be available this Sunday. So nothing new there on that front. in regards to the guys that we expect to be out. And this is nothing to scoff at, obviously, right? J-Ron Kearse, your green dot guy, your leader on defense. Dak is Dak. McGovern was your starting left guard, and Terrell Basham was a part of your rotation. So big losses there. If the Cowboys can come away with the victory, given what they have to go up against and what they have, might have to give a hat tip to the coaching staff if they indeed go out there and coach their butts off, which we'll get to in a second. And then Zeke speaks. And you see in there in quotes it says commit to it. They, of course, asked him about establishing the run game and what they have to do to protect Cooper Rush. Just listen for yourself. I'm going to let you listen for yourself in today's first word. Just listen to what Zeke had to say.
Any extra emphasis on the run game when you have a backup quarterback to kind of help balance the offense and get him settled?
I think it's important, period, to establish the run game and run the football and get that going. I think just, over as an offense, we're a better football team when we run the ball. And I think we ran the ball efficiently last Sunday. I'm looking forward to committing to it this week. My spirits are up there, man. Ready for this week. Doing what we got to do to get Coop ready. Just got to protect him, establish that run game, and get things going. I don't know if there's a number of carries, but I think we definitely have to commit to running it.
Safe to say 10 is not enough.
No.
Nah, bruh. 10 is not enough. You heard it there. And I didn't even play the entire, it was 6 minutes, and he probably said establish the run game at least 6 or 7 different times. But I found this quote interesting where he said, got to protect him and establish the run game. Nothing crazy about that quote, right? But shouldn't that have been the game plan with Dak Prescott? Why wasn't that the game plan with Dak Prescott in the ballgame? And again, a question I would have loved to ask the offensive coordinator, right? And this isn't like it's something new. We've been talking about this all offseason, given, the situation surrounding the passing game with the wide receivers, with the scheme, and with how teams play you were going to need to establish the run game, and didn't do that. But they better do it this Sunday. So if you guys don't mind, let's go back and take a look at the Minnesota game with Cooper Rush, because that's the latest game we have to look over. And I decided to go back and do that. And before I get into Cooper Rush, y'all, I was just watching Amari Cooper on that tape. And I got a little sad, man. He was out there routing up people, Cowboys Nation. And obviously, given what happened last week, it would have been nice to have him here. But he's not here. But nonetheless, let's just kind of go ahead and take a look at Cooper Rush last year against Minnesota. So Zeke said we must protect Cooper Rush, and I don't think that just means by pass protection, right? I think it means running the rock. I think it means getting open, and I think it means being available on the routes. When I say being available, remember how we talked about, hey, man, at the top of these drops, there's just nobody available. Okay, one hitch, nobody available. Now I'm late, or now I'm hesitant, or now be available. So when watching Rush, I noticed, he's going to get the ball out quick. That's what he did for the most part in Minnesota, and in general, he got the ball out in 2.4 seconds last year whenever he got on the field. But I think it's going to be very, very important to get him in a rhythm, to get his confidence going, because you could see it dwindle in that first half, and he got very erratic. Now, he was erratic for the most part in the game in general, but once he kind of got some type of rhythm and some confidence, he hit some plays. For the most of the night, the contested throws were a scary sight, man. It was one, all right, cool, incomplete, or damn, it was a pick, or was it a pick and then incomplete? It wasn't pretty from a contested throw standpoint, but if you made yourself available, depending how the defense played it, they played a lot of man in this game, but depending how the defense played it, if you had some space to work with, as you can see here with Ced Wilson, there was a good amount of chunk plays on those comeback routes, by the way, on those hooks and curls, but there were some chunk plays. And then obviously, once we got into the fourth quarter and the Cowboys had to go down and score, we had to kind of take a little bit more chances. But I think you saw the skills of Amari Cooper, Ced Wilson, and CeeDee Lamb shine from an individual basis. If you're just focusing on those guys from an individual basis, unfortunately, you're not going to have that set out there this Sunday. So once again, I'm asking Kellen Moore, please help out your quarterback. Please. There ain't no Cedi out there. There ain't no Amari out there. And Lamb is not the second or third option anymore. He's one. So help your quarterback. Whether that be scheming things open, whether that be committing to the run game. They ran the ball last year in this game, I think 26 times, 23 running backs. But Ced Wilson was involved on trick plays. He was involved on jet sweeps. Obviously, he might have had the best pass of the damn night on that 30-something yarder to CeeDee Lamb on the fake reverse. Throw the kitchen sink at these dudes. I think that's what it's going to take, Cowboys Nation. It's not going to be an easy task at all. But you're going to have to throw the kitchen sink at these dudes. I got to put the number up here. 351-999-3787 is the call-in line. What y'all talking about in the chat? John said Kellen won't do it. He has to, man. I don't give a damn if with Dak being out, it's an excuse to run. Oh, well, let it be an excuse. But you have to do it. Gregory, Lemitra, and other people are saying Turpin alert. Turpin alert. Turpin alert. I asked for Turpin last week. We didn't get any Turpin. 2 snaps. No Turpin. Depending on Kellen Moore is like hoping your friend who never pays a check pays you back. I mean, but we ain't got a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my friend don't pay me back, I can go out and make money another way. Dallas can't go out and make no money. Can't go out and make no money. Shaq said, I wonder if Breland was playing. I'm glad you're here, Shaq. In that Minnesota's defense last year, I mean, you could probably talk about this more, but when I went and watched them and broke that game down, it wasn't a great defense. It had some players, right? The Kendricks. I think my guy, your defense, and Daniil Hunter was in that game. Obviously, the Pro Bowl safety. It had some. Everson Griffin was there as well. But from a total standpoint, that defense wasn't nearly as good as it was in past games. Louis. Shug Midnight said, why you hurting us early in the morning, Scott? No. I'm not trying to hurt you, man. I'm just trying to go back and see what worked in that game and what didn't work, what maybe can possibly work. Even if you look at that game from a route standpoint, they pushed the ball more down the field from a route progression standpoint than the Cowboys did against Tampa Bay last week. There was more space, I think, to work with than it was last week against Tampa Bay. Again, I understand different games, Jay, but that's the tape we got, right? That's probably the tape Cincinnati's watching. Of course, they're going to watch some preseason stuff too, but they're probably watching that Minnesota game and figuring out where they can get off on Cooper Rush and not get off on Cooper Rush. But once I get into this breakdown of the Bengals defense, I think it's going to be more just from a natural standpoint, not having those playmakers that you had last year. But I think it's going to be more difficult this year, which means you're going to have to be more sound. You're going to have to be more deliberate running the ball. Can't turn it over. And just try to stay in front of the sticks. If you got to punt, you got to punt. But this is going to be one on the defense and ball control on offense. And we'll break it down here in a second. Already, we got one of the Hall of Famers on the horn here. Pulse of the Nation presented by the Cochran Firm. Since 2005, Brian Pope and Larry Taylor have handled the most challenging civil cases involving personal injury, wrongful death, fraud, truck, and automobile accidents, class action suits, and mass torch, to name a few. They've been holding down this DFW area community for a very long time, and they are the fighters to me. They will fight for you. If you need somebody to fight for you and win for you, contact the Cochran Firm at 1-800-THE-FIRM or schedule your free consultation today at CochranTexas.com. Uncle Charles, what you got for us this morning, man?
Hi, Walker.
What's good with you?
Man, what's going on, man? Hey, man, this Uncle Charles, man. Look, I want to make apologize to you, man, for yesterday. I made a statement, but I don't think I was clear about what I was saying to you. Let me explain something to you, man. Listen, I'm an OG. I've been in this game for a while, bro. And I'm not always right. The only man that's right is the man of staff. That's the only person that's right.
Sure.
But we all make mistakes. We all fall down, but we get up, bro. Let me tell you something. Dak can get us to the Super Bowl, but he got to have the help. But you know what I don't like, bro? Is when this man leave off the field and people throwing balls and trash at it. See, that's somebody, you got, at the end of the day, that's somebody's child, bro. At the end of the day. You know, I don't want to see somebody throwing balls and trash at my son. And that just wasn't right what the fans did. That can get us to the Super Bowl. That's not a problem. But he got to have help. So what we doing here this Sunday? CeeDee Lamb is going to be double covered again. And I didn't think we used our tight ends. We didn't utilize our tight end much as we needed to. I say this. Cooper Rush, he's an all right quarterback, but he's not the best. So what do? You run like the police at you. You use your tight end and you use your damn running back. Let me explain something to you, man. Let me explain something to you. A lot of people get up on the building and say, I'm going to jump. But do they really? Do they really want to? And some people come out there and say, okay, don't do it. Stone says, would you come on and jump? Because it's lunch and it's time to eat dinner. You need to get this over with. It's the way of the world. It's what it is. But like you said, hey, man, we need to commit. If we're going to commit, we need to commit to the run and stay with it. I don't like what's going on with Dallas. I don't like what's going on with Jerry Jones. This could have been fixed in the offseason. For whatever reason, that Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones doing what they're doing, I'm not going to worry with it no more. But what I am going to do, I'm going to stay on track and I'm going to stay in the pocket with my team. It's what it is. It ain't what it's supposed to be. Now, let's go, y'all. Let's do this thing. Because I'm telling you something. They got a song called Time Is Running Out. And that's a real song. And it is running out. So let's not play games and get out there and do your damn job. Do your job. We ain't got time for this. People getting old. They ain't getting young. The hell you waiting on? Because ain't no Santa Claus gonna bring no damn toys. You know he ain't gonna do it. That he might come to take them, but he ain't gonna come to bring them. And that's all I got to say, player.
Appreciate you, Uncle Charles.
Yes, sir.
Now I took from that, do your damn job. That was the Patriots mantra, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it was. Do your job. Bill Belichick. I love him to death, but he's hilarious. Sounds funny. Do your job. Yeah, I mean, you got to do your job, man. Because the other people on the other side of the football, which 9 times out of 10 this year are probably going to be better than you in regards to talent, it's even more paramount to do your job and do it at a high level each and every play. Because I just don't think it's going to be easy for this offense. Now, maybe it'll get better once you get back Mark Cooper. You get back Michael Gallup. Hopefully, you move Jason Peters to left tackle. James Washington comes back. We're about by week 6 or 7 now. We got a better feel of the offense. Hopefully, it gets better, but it's going to be a tough hill to climb. I think we got the other Twan in the building. We got a lot of Twans on here. What's good, Twan?
What's going on, Scott?
What's up?
Hey, quick question, boy. Last game, do you see anything with Cooper Rush, with his throws, anticipation, and like getting the ball out quick, like his mental? How is that?
It's average. It's not anything to really write home about. But he will get the ball out faster if it's available. It was, like I said, 2.4 seconds was his snap to pass speed last year. But you got to be available, right? I mean, you can get it out, but if you're contested or if it's behind or if it's intercepted or if it's a bad throw, getting it out don't really matter. So it's got to be mirrored to the quarterback. The routes got to be mirrored to the quarterback. The receivers got to be mirrored to the quarterback. It's not like Tom Brady. We know if Tom Brady's getting it out 9 times out of 10, somebody's open or the design is designed to get somebody the ball quick. I don't know that that's necessarily the case in this scheme. So, yeah, he gets the ball out, but not at some ridiculous rate.
My concern right now, we don't have Amari Cooper or Michael Gallup.
Right.
So right now, we can't wait until wide receivers get out their break until you see their face and throw the ball. You got to get that ball out before they make their break. Even make any kind of completions thing against the Bengals.
Sometimes, not all the time, because if you do that and the cornerback is also watching, that's the recipe for a pick six. That's a recipe for a pick six. It all depends on the coverage, right? Like if you go back and look at, and I'll probably bring it up here, at some of those plays there was the defense respecting Amari Cooper. So the defense is already 7 yards off the field, and Amari Cooper is a route savant, right? So he's pushing hard upfield, and he'll push about 7 to 10 yards upfield, and then boom, he's turning around real fast. In that situation, yes, because there's literally a ton of space between Amari Cooper and the quarterback. And even on certain play actions, right? Where last year that team, Minnesota, respected the play action. They were you saw Kendricks and Shaq probably can confirm this. You saw Kendricks biting up, you saw Barr biting up, you saw guys biting up and gave you some space. Perfect example, as you'll see in there, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, similar situation. He runs about 15 yards up, does kind of a hard curl. There's a bunch of space in between. That's really a layup in regards to NFL throws. So that's what I mean by if you're available, he can get the ball to you. Make yourself available, because if you're not making yourself available, now you're asking Cooper Rush to go beyond his skill set, and that's not what we want to do in this game.
And one last question on the tight end situation. I don't want us to make the tight end the first resort, because the team's looking for that. They know us.
Yeah. Now, last week, I thought the tight end should have been used a little bit more from a creative standpoint, like tight end screens up the seam. Like, we didn't do anything, Twan. Like, how do you?
We barely did any dump offs to the running backs. We barely did that. And it was open.
That's not part of the game plan. This offense, and this is silly, man. And this is what bothers me. Most teams, specifically the Chiefs, if you go back and look at how they were defending them last year, teams was like, all right, we don't think you'll have the patience to just dump it off, because y'all want the big play, y'all want the intermediate route, y'all want to get it to X, Y, and Z. And it took about half of the damn year before those guys said, okay, we have to deliberately start doing more short things. And it wasn't always just the dump off. They reverted back to a lot of what I thought Dak had a ton of success with early in his career, RPO.
Oh, yeah.
I love Pat as an alien. But Andy said, I'm going to just keep it simple, stupid. Okay, you guys want to play back. We are going to make y'all have to defend 3 different options here. Either the handoff, either the quick slant, or we're going to get our quarterback on the move and he can do all types of crazy things with it, and somebody's coming over in an over route or an under route, or we'll just dump it off to the running back. They said, we will take the short stuff and make you bite up at some point. That was the adjustment. We don't even do RPO anymore. When we fake the handoff in the backfield, to me, it's silly. It's all for nothing because there's no threat to it. So, and I'll get off my long soliloquy on this situation, but just that part of it just frustrates me. Twan.
Oh, I totally understand, man. But keep doing your show, man. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, dog.
All right.
Good questions there, man. Good questions. Yep, you'll get Cooper Rush should at least deliver the ball faster, because that's just wants to get the ball out quick. Get it out quick. Got to be available. And let me just go ahead and just jump straight in. If y'all want, we could just jump straight into this Bengal defense, because it's a stingy defense. It's a stingy defense. Yeah, man. So I noticed my man Okoye is back, and he's back on YouTube. So we're definitely going to probably get these Okoye Wednesdays or Thursdays back going, because we're both now into the film room. So this would be great, because Trey was like, "Yo, you and bro going to go to the tape." Oh, absolutely. And that's what we about to do right here with this Bengals defense. If I can bring it up here. Well, actually, I'll bring up their key defenders. Let me say this. I came away from this watching this Bengals team, and the word that came to mind was stingy. Now, did they get outwitted with a few trick? It was a trick play earlier in the game and a great design on the screen. Yeah, sure, they did. They did. But for the most part, this was a stingy defense that is led by Trey Hendrickson and Jesse Bates. Trey had a ridiculous season last year, all-pro type season, and Jesse's your Pro Bowl safety who keeps everything in front. Very underrated cat, and DJ Reader, who's been one of the better interior defensive linemen in the National Football League, just not a big name. And then Logan Wilson, underrated linebacker out of week 1, too. We'll break down the linebackers here in a quick second, but this is a good defense over there. It may not be a Rams defense with a bunch of high-profile names. This is a good defense. So what did the Steelers do? How did the Steelers win this game? Well, I can tell you right now, it wasn't because of the offense. Wasn't because of the offense, to be completely honest with you. From a running standpoint, Najee Harris didn't do much. Now, did he score a touchdown? Yep, you'll see here in a second. He did score a touchdown. But he had 10 carries for 2.3 yards, and his backup came in and also averaged 2.3 yards. They had a tough time running on these boys. The Cowboys are probably going to have a tough time running on them, but so what? I think it's going to be paramount to stick with it. You just have to stick with it. And even if you got to stay in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, then you just stay in that. And now I'm not saying, go all Pete Carroll. First down, second down, run, pass. But if you notice that you can't hold up from a pass protection standpoint, or it's just not clicking, well, damn it, you got to make it as easy as possible on your backup here. Now, they didn't just average 2.3 yards per carry because they're, just because of DJ Reader and their defensive line and Hendrickson. I thought their linebackers rallied. I thought their linebackers had a really good game, led by Logan, who I didn't realize was pretty solid. At least in week 1, he was pretty solid. Very sound, very disciplined, got to the ball. Solid. Very, very disciplined bunch. Now, the Steelers ran I was surprised. I don't study the Steelers often, but I didn't realize this was their offense. But they ran a ton of pre-snap and at-snap motion against the Bengals. Now, it didn't bother the Bengals at all, to be honest with you. Didn't bother them at all. Now, did it hit a few times? Yeah. I think Claypool had like a 15-yarder out of it on the first play. But after that, he had like 5 carries for 15 or 16 yards, something like that. Wasn't really hitting it anymore. He had 6 carries total for 36 yards. 6 carries for your wide receiver. Just saying. But overall, like I said, man, this is just a very sound and disciplined bunch that I thought looked like played a lot of man concepts early on in the down. So if that is the case, remember how we just talked about, hey, man, make yourself available. I'd much rather teams play man against this scheme than zone. Now, since he ran man at a high rate compared to the rest of the league, 42% of the time, shout out to my guy, Professor O, I asked for these stats and he got them to me. 42% of the time in week 1, 57% they were in zone. Think about this for a second. The league average in week 1 was 26% man coverage, meaning if you coming out there and playing a whole bunch of man, you got confidence in your guys. 74% of the league played zone, which means maybe they want to take it easy a little bit. So they felt good about their matchups against Trubisky, against those wide receivers. And we're talking about Claypool, Deontay Thompson. They got a good tight end there, good running back. That's from a skill set standpoint, the Steelers have some guys. They do. So I wonder if the Bengals will play the same type of style of defense against the Cowboys, or will they just say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just revert to what's been working over the last, whatever it's been, 12 weeks or whatever, right? And that's that umbrella, that's that shell coverage against a lesser quarterback from last year, against a lesser wide receiver group from last year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that would take maybe a team doing something that's not them. I don't know if this is them just yet. It's only been week one. And in week one, they did play more zone from a percentage standpoint, but not a lot more zone. So we'll see. I tell you what, though, you better block up Trey Hendrickson. You better block up Trey. What, such an underrated pass rusher. To be honest, though, if we're going to run out Tyler Smith this week, I kind of feel good about him winning. Not maybe every snap, but I feel good about it because Trey ain't gonna beat you with speed. He could do some technique to power things, power to technique things. He's very technical, by the way. Reminds me of DeMarcus Lawrence. Maybe a better pass rusher though. But if he's going to try to beat Tyler Smith man to man, some speed, which he's not a speed guy, get around the loop, I'll take it all day and tomorrow. I don't know if I still want to go one-on-one all game, though. We need to still chip and give help over there. I think whoever the left guard is going to be, they need to be better. If it's Forniak, you need to be better. DJ Reader is no slouch. DJ Reader is pretty damn good. All right. And from on the back end side of things, we're familiar with Chidobe Awuzie. Awuzie, I think, is a solid cornerback. Nothing to be afraid of, but he's a solid guy. And then Eli Apple would be the mouse in the house. It is definitely Eli Apple. If you could find a way to scheme up Eli Apple one-on-one in man coverage against, almost said Amari Cooper, against CeeDee Lamb, I think that's your matchup right there to win. Not necessarily win the game, but to win that matchup. Eli Apple against the rest of your receivers is probably a push. But against Lamb, that should be a definitive win. Now, it all depends how Cincy is going to play it, though. It all depends how they're going to play it. So that's kind of my outlook on what I saw watching the Cincinnati Bengals against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Doesn't mean they're going to bring that same game plan to Dallas, but just watching them, again, this is a sound defense. I don't see too much changing against what I would consider a worse offense. So we'll see what happens. Eli is a joke, says Lemitra. Yeah, Eli Apple is not good. Not good. Robert said, none of these teams scare me. They only scoring 20. It's Kellen Moore. If we don't get penalties, he's doing trick plays that don't work. If we're being honest, as I said at the top of the show and in the title, Kellen Moore must protect Cooper Rush. You know who else must protect Cooper Rush? And I have a question. Maybe I'll ask here in the chat. You know who else must protect Cooper Rush? The defense. The defense must protect Cooper Rush. They cannot let this thing get out of hand. It didn't get out of hand against Tampa, right? They have to do that. I'm not saying you have to play the exact same. They got to play better, to be honest with you, which leads me to my question. Who's under more pressure on Sunday? Kellen Moore, who I don't think that was a particularly great game plan last week, has a backup quarterback now. So, you lost a bunch of players or before the season or in that game, you lost some players. So your offensive line's not the same. You got the backup. Game plan wasn't great last week. And you're going up against another good defense. Or also you got called out by another team. And before you say, why would you even say this dude's name? Hear me out. Or Dan Quinn. Why Dan Quinn? Well, what are you talking about? Here's why. It's a question. It's a legit question. Or Dan Quinn, because Dan Quinn's defense almost has to be perfect. They almost have to be perfect. They have to come out here and hold these boys probably less than 17 points. They have to create a bunch of turnovers. He was upset they didn't get more than one turnover. They have to get to Joe Burrow. If they do bend, they can't break. I feel like every possession for the defense is going to be high intensity importance, because if you give up any amount of points, as we just noticed in week 1, any amount of points, even if it's 3, if I'm Cincy, I'm looking at that as a massive win. This isn't the Cowboys offense of last year. We had weapons, right? And you still believed, even in the second half of the season when things were a little weird, you still had those weapons. You don't have that. You don't have that now. So if I get 9 points again, right? But it's 9-0. That feels like an insurmountable lead compared to what happened in week 1. So Kellen Moore, because he's got to turn this thing around offensively, or Dan Quinn, because they have to damn near play perfect. I'm trying to make it a bit tricky for y'all. A lot of y'all already just said Kellen, period. Yeah, I could dig it, but I think I'm gonna be a bit of a contrarian here and say Dan. Not pressure like, oh, if you don't perform, we're gonna fire you pressure, or the Cowboys fans, Cowboys Nation is gonna hold your feet to the fire. But I'm talking about pressure that, hey man, if I don't get this done, we might lose the game. They could legitimately come out here, create 2 or 3 turnovers, hold Cincinnati to 20 points, 23 points. And yesteryear, you'd be like, yeah, our offense can win that game. I don't think they can allow Cincinnati to get 23 points. You know what I mean? All right, we got 469 on the horn. What's good, 469?
What's going on, man? I don't think it's going to be too much pressure for Kellen. I think it's going to be more on the backups than anything, because we do know that Cooper Rush is not the guy to really get Dallas that far, and he's had plenty of time, ample opportunity to get things right as far as playing as a quarterback in this league, and we just haven't seen it. I highly expect Dallas to probably look for another quarterback, maybe in the draft later in like late rounds, because they need it bad.
I'd rather go the veteran, the proven veteran backup route that we used to go when Tony got injured. Not that it worked, but I feel a little bit better than throwing in a Ben DiNucci, because that's what we did. We already went that route. Ben DiNucci looked terrible.
Ben DiNucci, he was playing great in preseason, but once he got in the game, it seemed like he was a deer in headlights.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And to be fair, Ben was never supposed to be playing, right? His rookie year. I had a conversation with him. We had him on the show a couple years ago, and he didn't lie about it. He said, "Yeah, that was eye opening, because to be completely honest, he wasn't supposed to be out there, but Dak got hurt, and then a week and a half later, Dalton gets hurt, and they have to go to Ben DiNucci. So
I kind of want to see what he does again, to be honest with you, because
he's not here no more.
His first time. Well, that's the truth, but I mean, what if Rush gets hurt and Greer gets hurt? What are you gonna do?
Well, that's what I think they're talking about now, is getting a third guy in the building, a third healthy guy in the building.
Yeah, because that offensive line is not shored up, and Kellen's offense doesn't run a fullback, and that, in my opinion, that's what Dallas' offense is missing as well. But maybe that's just my opinion.
I don't know. I'm in the boat. Fullbacks are outdated. If you're going to use a fullback, you got to be clever like Kyle Shanahan. There's only a handful of teams that are using fullbacks. You can have a successful run game without one, but I will tell you this. I will be fair with you here. if you're going to lean on the ground, I don't know that it hurts to have a fullback, but let's not do this 1992 lineup in the I formation. That's not how it's going to be anymore, right? Like you got to get movement pre-snap.
I'm just saying, I'm only mentioning because, I mean, if you saw that first game, Kellen Moore he had Pollard out there on about 3 plays where they sent a blitz package toward him. So I was like, come on, Kellen, you got to do better. Put Geek out there instead, you know? That got blown up on those plays.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
All right, man. I appreciate the call, good brother.
All right.
Let's get to James, a truck driver. Hope you out there on the road driving safe, man.
Hey, what's up, Sky? I'm on the way home, bro.
All right, brother. Well, you make sure you get home safely. But how you doing?
Yeah. The defense, you said the defense has to be perfect means 0. And that's what it means to me. Because I don't see this offense scoring anything. Not much. With Dak or without Dak, man, we are handicapped.
Yeah.
The wide receivers can't get separation. They don't throw the ball downfield. Kellen Moore will not run the ball, even though your running back is averaging 5.2 yards a carry. I mean, the scheme that Kellen Moore has, all it is it's not getting the receivers downfield. They're running to a spot and they're turning to catch the ball. You can't get no yank off of it. I mean, this is my one cuss word for the day. This shit is ridiculous. This Kellen Moore, he has to go, man. The experiment is over. It's over.
Basically,
it has to be over.
This is what you're saying.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I mean, you know, we have been talking about this, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go because I know you got callers.
No, we're good.
We have been talking about this all off season, and if you are a Kellen Moore apologist, you need to go back and watch the film on this guy, how he called plays. The third play of the game, this guy does a double reverse. It wanted the third play of the game?
Yes.
Was it the third play of the game?
Yep. It was, and I noticed there's a trend with that. He does the trickery stuff on first down. I think he does the trickery stuff on first downs.
I mean, the third play of the game, you do a damn double reverse. I mean, I know back in the day, the offensive coordinator, they used to script like the first 15 plays.
Oh, our first 15 has not been the greatest over the last couple years.
Absolutely not. And if that was part of his first 15, man, I mean, you know, I'm sorry for the Kellen Moore apologists. Don't let that number one offense that was supposed to be number one last year fool you, because I think we were 25th in the red zone. If I'm not mistaken, I know we were 20 something in the red zone.
Actually, we were better. We were better in the red zone, but yeah, we've kind of debunked the number one offense thing. When you go outside the NFC East, it didn't play like the number one offense. So,
I mean, this is just crazy, man. And now we got Cooper Rush. I mean, I don't even see how we're gonna score Sunday. And I'm not saying that like the Bengals got this such great defense, but I'm looking at the scheme, and the league is catching up, man. All they got to do is look at film and look at how the route tree is going, and
caught.
I mean, I just don't see it.
Not catching. They are caught up. They caught up.
Yeah.
Now you have to do some things different schematically, and that's literally all I can hope on with Cooper. There's just no way. I think you can run out this same exact game plan on Sunday after Sunday with Cooper Rush, let alone Dak Prescott. But with Cooper Rush, there's just not a chance.
Right. I mean, all we can do is take it one game at a time. But Man, I hope we're not looking for a miracle, because I don't see a miracle happening.
Of course we are. Of course.
Yeah,
of course we're looking for a miracle. Hell, I know I am. I'm at the point, and I've been at this point for quite some time, ever since the offense was wonky last year. I was like, man, just get it the hell done. I don't give a damn if Dallas wins 3-6. Man, I said that about week 1. I don't care what they win, just win. I don't care how ugly it is. I don't care. I don't expect this offense. I didn't expect this offense to be potent with Dak Prescott, and I definitely don't expect it to be potent with Cooper Rush. But I just need about 2 opportunities. If you can score twice, I feel like that will give the Cowboys a chance to win this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this in closing. If we don't get, we need to turn over that Pittsburgh guy. We need one of those turnovers to get us 7. And we need something to happen on the special teams, because it's not going to happen on offense.
Hey.
If it doesn't happen that way, we're not going to win the game.
Hey, I said we need to score twice. I don't care if it's the defense and the special teams that does it. Just score.
Yeah.
All right,
somebody need to score, because the offense is not. All right, Sky, I get at you, bro. I'm almost at home. I'm gonna check out and listen.
Yes, sir. Drive safe, brother.
Yep. You too.
Yeah, let me go ahead and I got you, bro. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement at this point, right? Like, I don't think maybe there are people who disagree, but can you run out the same game plan with your backup like Cooper Rush? I don't think you can. Okay, I'll ask the question. Curious how people feel in here, because I know there are people who do think that Cooper Rush is that guy. But do you run out the same game plan with Cooper Rush? We're going to not commit to the run game. We're going to run a bunch of hitches and curls. No vertical routes specifically from anyone on inline, meaning you're not attacking the middle of the field up the seams. We're not deliberately getting the ball out in the flats, because that's pretty much what they were giving you. I don't think we can run that same game plan. I don't give a damn if he was Drew Brees pinpoint accurate, because you know what teams have noticed? This ain't new. Oh, we're going to make y'all go 14 plays down the field, which the Cowboys did in the opening drive. You're going to make a mistake. It's either going to be from a penalty. It's going to be from a double, triple reverse. It's going to be your quarterback maybe making the throw or missing the read or something like that. It's going to be a loss on a run play or a sack or something. You're going to make a mistake. Last year, you could overcome that for the most part, because you got XYZ going on, at least in the first 8 weeks. It's hard to overcome it now. So we'll see if the Bengals do indeed follow the blueprint, or they kind of say, hey, man, we feel good about what we can do. Let's man up. Let's just get after this quarterback and see what happens. As crazy as it sounds, I'm almost like, all right, please man up, because at least that's a chance for a Dennis Houston to maybe this cornerback slips, or maybe he's not on that exact route and now he's open deep, or CD Lamb can and he gets open on a slant. I'd rather you just man the hell up on Dallas, but I don't know that they're going to do that majority of the time. It's good, y'all. El Tino says Kellen not changing. You know what? I'm not even mad at this. 5-footer said 35 to 40 touches for Zeke and Pollard. I was half-heartedly joking yesterday or Monday or whatever it was. I think it was Tuesday when we did the film review. I said, man, if this is going to be the plan, I'd just rather run the damn ball or give it to our running backs 40 times, 45 times. Like, seriously. If this is what we're going to do. That is a good point here with Cole Jelly. Says Rush is familiar with the second string. It's so weird about this wide receiving group, because who is legitimately the second string? Because we could say CeeDee Lamb And everybody else is technically second stringers. But Cooper Rush was throwing a lot to TJ Vasher, a lot to Dontario Drummond. Those guys aren't here. A lot to Jalen Tolbert. Jalen Tolbert's not dressing. Dak was throwing a lot to Dennis Houston, Noah Brown, CeeDee Lamb. You know what I mean? These boys says now you're going to run more with the backup, period. Why wasn't that the plan with the starter? That's what frustrates me. We talked about this in the opening with Zeke's, where is it out here? With Zeke's comment. They asked Zeke, with Cooper Rush in here, how do you feel, et cetera, et cetera. You got to protect him and you got to establish the run. Well, you got to do that with your starting quarterback. I mean, this is goofy. All of a sudden, your quarterback gets hurt. You don't have a great passing concept. You don't have great wide receivers. And your quarterback is not trusting in what he sees. But let's go ahead and throw the ball 40 times. I mean, it's just, I just don't understand it. I hope like hell he hears everything we're saying. I hope like hell he listened to what my man over there in Tampa, Devin White, said, and he comes out and we see an entirely different game plan. That's my hope. I'm living in hope at this point. So be it. What's good, my writing brother?
How you doing? Good morning, and God bless the show.
Thank you, sir.
And everything. Listen, I wanted to say I was watching the Okoye film. What he was showing on film.
Yep.
And it proves right there that Kellen Moore, he don't know what he's doing because he starts off running the ball, and then he wants to try this trickery play. Just stay with the fundamental. Run the ball. If it's working.
It's working.
Why are you trying to do all this trickery plays when it's unnecessary? He's the one that really got Dak hurt. Because if he would have just stayed positive to the run, we would have been good. Now we're in a situation. And also, too, the defense, like you said, if the defense don't play perfect, it's going to be hard for us to beat Cincinnati. But that's all I got for today. God bless you and the family and the show. And let's see, hopefully, that we can pull out the victory.
Indeed. Appreciate you, man.
You too.
Yeah, I don't know why it went away from that. The first drive, the first drive of the game was their best drive of the game. 14-play drive to get down there, kick the field goal. It was their only productive drive of the game. Kicked the field goal, and the running game worked. But even after that, they had some success. Now, the success on the ground, some of it came from 1st and 15 because you might have had a full start or something like that. Doesn't matter. 1st and 15, he got 7. All right, now we're 2nd and 8. Either try it again or get something quick. Like it just was a frustrating thing to watch. Especially because you only have, like I said, and I said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. You're only going to have in these situations 5 or 6 opportunities, and you can't miss them. And Dak did that. He might only hit maybe 2 of them, and those two were curl routes or in routes that did get the first down. And then we shoot ourselves in the foot. Sure, we might have shot ourselves in the foot, but you can't miss on the very small opportunities you're going to have at. I'm not even gonna call it big plays because they weren't big plays, routine plays. Can't miss it. And you did. So I think you're going to have to come out here and get Cooper Rush in a rhythm. Easy throws, screen. What? Did we even run a screen last week? I don't even recall us running a screen. A screen, maybe some line of scrimmage throws. I think they tried to do. they tried to do a quick little tunnel screen to CeeDee Lamb. The timing was just completely off. I think it was it the tight end, y'all? Was it Dalton Schultz just didn't get enough on the block and it just was a disaster? Never went back to it. So they got to switch this thing up. Absolutely can't run this thing out here. What's going on with you, Reek?
Yo, what's going on, man? Good morning, Cowboy Nation. Skywalker still. like, share, and subscribe. Kellen Moore need to get fired, man. If we're not gonna fire Stephen Jones, if Stephen Jones is not gonna get fired, Kellen needs to go. This whole Jason Garrett / Linehan philosophy should have left when they left. And I'm tired of this boy wonder bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest, man, because it's draining. It's so draining on our organization. It's draining on this team. You know what I'm saying? That our quarterback has to keep suffering, then taking all the blame for the BS plays that are getting ran out here. And everybody see coming.
It's Reek. Listen, you're the quarterback in Dallas. You got your contracts. You know they're going to lean on that. Context doesn't matter anymore with this, and I think it's because this organization and these fans, we need to win. We need a win. When you don't have a win, the low-hanging fruit is going to be the scapegoat. And I don't know how many times I got to say this. I don't give a damn if God himself was here in this organization. It's going to be harder to win this thing fully. I'm talking Super Bowl with the way this is operated from top to bottom. I don't know what more you need to see when you got 27 years staring at you. But with that said, Dak should understand this. We should understand this now. I'm at the point where it's not even worth getting worked up about. The quarterback's going to get the credit. The quarterback's going to get the blame. I don't ever agree with that at all. I've never agreed with that because most quarterbacks in the history of this league that have won with an enormous amount of help. Enormous. But we're at a point as a fan base where we haven't won in 27 years. And most of us, we understand the big picture. But we're putting that to the side and saying, okay, they are really the true issue here. But we're not going to talk about that issue. What is the issue on the field? And the easiest thing to go to is the quarterback. And I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like when is Dak gonna get in his mind that this dude, like, sometimes I feel like with Kellen Moore, I feel like he trying to live by his quarterback life through Dak. And he was never a good NFL quarterback.
Damn, I didn't even
and it's like it seems he puts this guy in positions that just looks stupid as hell. Who runs trick plays like that when the offense is rolling? When we imposing our will on a defense. He did this crap last year, and I keep going back to it because that last San Francisco game and this first game against Tampa looked the damn same. You know what I'm saying? It looked similar. It's like you obviously you beat San Francisco before without Dak Prescott, with him being hurt with a backup quarterback and Tony Pollard getting off on the edges. It started working in the playoffs. If everybody remember, when Tony Pollard got in that game, what was they doing? They was running to the outside, and it was working because Zeke's leg was messed up. He couldn't cut. He couldn't do what he needed to do to get upfield. Tony Pollard was, and he was and then at the same time, Tony Pollard got loose. Yeah, who else got loose in that playoff game? It was Amari Cooper, the other person they threw off the damn shit. You know what I'm saying? It's, for some reason, it seems like Kellen Moore don't like to use what's working. He want to go ahead, okay, it works this time, but now I want to act like I'm playing Madden and just keep putting Dak in the shotgun, and I want to throw downfield. And these defenses are catching up to that crap. It's like that's not working. These little button hooks. I seen that when Amari Cooper said, "Yo, they sitting on the route,
on this.
Throw me the ball deep.
Yep.
Throw me the ball deep." And he got in trouble for saying that.
Yeah.
With Linehan. And then when he said it, when he was saying, he was frustrated and saying this up to them last year about it. I mean, they all like,
and that's what like makes my mind go, because there's people with agendas, right? There are people with agendas, and no matter how much evidence is staring at your face, no matter how much, like, you're not you personally, but Joe Schmo, who never played in the NFL, who probably doesn't watch film or understand what they're seeing, it's XYZ's fault. When the player has to come out multiple times, this isn't the first time, Reek. This is Cole Beasley. This is Des Bryant. This is Terrell Owens. This is Amari Cooper. Constantly. Now Ezekiel Elliott constantly coming out and was like, hey, man, yeah, we can do this. We're just not. Hey, man, yeah, I would love to be involved more in third down. Hey, man, I would love to be a part of this game plan as opposed to just being out there. Hey, man, 10 touches ain't going to do it. But we somehow ignore what's being told to us and we lay it on who's out there. And it's crazy to me. It's mind-blowing to me. One more thing and I'll get off. The people that say, and I'm talking to you, D's, Dak gets credit when he plays well, but blame Kellen when he plays bad is bullshit. Let me tell you, at least from my standpoint. But let me tell you why. When Dak became a rookie and Scott Linehan dialed up that offense for Dak Prescott, Scott Linehan got a ton of credit, at least from me. Y'all know me. I say it all the time about it. I say it all the time. A ton of credit because he was able to switch his scheme like this because Tony Romo got hurt and you could not run that same scheme out there with Dak Prescott. Last year, as this team was cooking, right, was cooking, how many articles, how many videos, how many segments did we see about Kellen Moore, boy wonder? Hell, I've got videos in the archives. Go back and look where I'm praising Kellen Moore because of his play design. I'm praising Kellen Moore because of his play calls. I called Kellen Moore getting in his bag maybe 4 or 5 different times on videos because he was. But then he got figured out, right? And he didn't have a counterpunch. So miss me with XYZ doesn't get credit. That is a bunch of bullshit. Because every time the Cowboys have success, we're talking about what? Hey, man, the run game was excellent. Hey, it helped carry Dak. Hey, man, the offensive line blocked it up. It helped carry Dak. Hey, man, the wide receivers were excellent out there. It helped carry Dak. Well, no shit. You need all of that to help carry your quarterback, or you will not win consistently in this league. When are people going to understand that? And I digress.
Yeah, man, I gotta say this one thing, and I'm about to get up off here. When is Dak Prescott personally gonna understand that Stephen Jones is not for you, bruh? Because that dumbass, I haven't heard nobody, no owner, Stephen and Jerry, I haven't heard with no other owner say, "Oh, well, our offense is, it's whoever, like, basically it's a whole game system. It's like whoever gets open, that's who's gonna get the ball." Man, you sound stupid as hell, man. You gotta scheme this stuff up because ain't no way in hell that these Kansas City Chiefs got rid of one of the best wide receivers in the league in Tyreek Hill, and when it reloaded, and these dudes look like they ain't miss a beat. That's all I got to say, man.
That's a yeah.
I'm up out of here.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Reed. Thank you for allowing me to go on my rant. That's a different animal over there in a multitude of ways, man. By the way, Cowboys 4th and Long podcast, man. I didn't get a chance to really promote it. My apologies. I'll hopefully drop the link here. We talked about this. Andy Reid's a different animal. Andy Reid, we talked about how Kellen is smug. He's very arrogant in his ways and his approach. And man, what y'all talking about, man? I got this. All right, cool. You don't have that resume to feel that way, to be arrogant. Andy does. Andy Reid makes Kevin Kolb look good and he flips him for a 2nd round pick. Andy Reid brings Michael Vick back from the grave. Andy Reid made a 1st overall pick Alex Smith into a Pro Bowler. Andy Reid has the cachet to feel that way. Different animal. And that's always why I say, man, bring something in here that's proven. That's proven. If not, you're just making it more difficult for everybody, not just your Q, everybody. Go watch the game. Every single last rep was so damn hyper intensive and important because you weren't going to get anything easy. Isn't the job of your offensive coordinator to make things easier for your team? Isn't it? If not, you better have a perfect quarterback, and Dak damn sure is not perfect. I don't think anybody would ever say that. He has deficiencies, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But I watched a perpetual loser in Detroit, perpetual, in 1 year, go to a franchise with talent, with coaching, and win a Super Bowl. But it's all on the quarterback. We got to open our eyes here, man. And this is me saying he stunk on Sunday. He stunk. Oh, yeesh.
Super chat.
Hot Spot Casino, $5 donation. Actually, Kellen was a really good quarterback. It was the red zone where he would turn the ball over, but Kellen was a monster quarterback. Let's not pretend. Am I missing something here? Are you talking about Hot Spot Casino in college? Are we talking about in college? You got to be more specific on that one, good brother, because if you're talking about the NFL, I would love for you to let me know where Kellen was a really good quarterback. No, a monster at quarterback. Interesting.
Super chat.
Jason Schaefer, $2 donation. Cowboys offensive play calling just feels scary.
Super chat.
And Lemitra, $2 donation. Tampa Bay pass our game plan to Cincy, ? Appreciate the donations. Let's get the 915. What it is, what it do.
Hey, what's up, Skywalker? Your friend Alfonso from El Paso. How you doing?
What's good? Can I call you Fonzie?
Hey, of course you can call me Fonzie. Everybody calls me Fonzie.
What's good, Fonzie?
Hey, man, just catching up. I went to the game. It sucked. Kellen Moore, I'm on the same bandwagon. You know, he's just bad. But at this point, we got to try to save the season. So, ain't no use in being stuck on the past. There's this week. We got the Bengals. What do you think about Jason Peters getting activated? Like, let's activate Jason Peters. Let's put Tyler Smith at left guard, and let's run that damn ball.
I'm sorry, man, but Hot Spot Casino really is serious about calling Kellen Moore a monster quarterback. Holy wow.
Bro, that guy's a no-name, dude. He just kicked a lot of ass and got his position, dude.
Wow. Interesting. Appreciate the donation, though, Hot Spot, but no, Kellen Moore was not a monster. If he was a monster, he'd still be playing quarterback. Anyway, so what do I think about Jason Peters being the left tackle? If he's ready to go, I would love to put him in there, but Jason Peters' words were, it's going to take me 2 weeks. So.
Hey, but when time comes and we need you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you got to go to war, son. You got to go to war. You're getting drafted now. We need you now.
No, if he said, hey, man, I can give it a go, I might do it. I'm just worried if he's not really ready, he might get hurt because he's 40. It's a tough spot they put themselves in because they didn't address it well earlier in the offseason. That's a whole nother situation.
It's just Jerry, that with them, Jerry and Steven, dude, they're those people that are trying to prove everybody wrong. Their system works. They know everything. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. Just like when you're dating a girl that your family doesn't want you to date and you want to prove them wrong, and at the end of the day you end up looking like an idiot. Same thing. Everybody told them in the offseason to get a tackle, get receivers, and boom, look at what it cost them. It cost them their quarterback now. They look dumb, but that's them. They're just trying to prove everybody wrong, and I'm gonna do it my way or the highway.
Yeah. That leads me back to Fonzie when I always say we got to win in spite of that situation, and I'm not saying it's impossible. Although it's kind of looks impossible, but it's just so much harder. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But other than that, what's your score for this week? Who do you think is going to be your stand-up player?
I can't give that to you, man, because that is for Game Day Lives on Sunday. That Sunday is where I give my score predictions and win-loss prediction. But who will be my standout player?
Yeah.
Standout player. Probably going to go defense. I think DeMarcus Lawrence is going to have a game Sunday.
Gotcha. Well, I really hope they do put DeRon Bland in. I actually met him. Remember I hyped him up? I met him. He's a cool guy, so I really want DeRon Bland to have a good game. But you got to go with that Lion. The number one player in our team, and by far the best player I've seen in a long time, Micah Parsons is going to tear it up.
Micah Parsons it absolutely will tear it up.
And that's it. That guy is, I think, arguably one of the best Cowboys we've drafted since Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith. I mean, I'm putting him up there. Maybe we need to see a little bit more, but he is a beast.
Yes, he is. He's a monster, man.
All right. I'll let you go, Sky. Keep doing your show. We love it. I'm listening to you all the way from the 915 Chucotown, El Paso, Texas. If you could say it with me, let's say it together. Puro pinche Cowboys. Go,
My
Cowboys.
guy, appreciate you, big dog. At first, I thought he was going to be. I thought he was a part of the hard hitters, so I was going to hit him with the hard hitters. Any hard hitters watching? Out of curiosity, any hard hitters watching? Wow. See, this is where we have to, as fans, I don't understand why y'all get like this. What will the Dak groupies do if Rush beats a Super Bowl contending team? I hope like hell Cooper Rush beats this team. I hope like hell he comes out and absolutely balls. Cowboys need to win. You can't go down 0-2. And this is also another reason why I say this franchise needs a win. This fan base is extremely toxic amongst each other. Why does somebody who thinks that Dak is a good quarterback have to be considered a Dak groupie? Why does somebody that maybe not have that same feeling for Dak Prescott have to be considered a hater? Now, there are actions that we'll consider one or the other, right? Like there's some people who just have an agenda, don't care at all about anything else. He sucks. I don't like him. They won't come out and say they just don't like him. That's just them hiding behind it, like other people in our history have done before. Or the other way, the other extreme is he does no wrong, which I don't even think that's much of an extreme anymore. There are very few people who hold that mantle, and I don't try to deal with those two extremes because that's not reality. He does not suck, and he's not untouchable. There's a reality to live in that there's a part of the fan base. Ultra Cowboys, one of them. These boys is another one. There's other people who do and say these things, and I think it's just weird. You're a groupie because you think the guy's good, or you're a hater because you think he could be better. That's weird behavior to me. Strange behavior, man. Can't have actual conversations.
Super chat.
I love for the Cowboys. Shout out to you, Alex. I love for the Cowboys. I'd love for the Cowboys to lose every game this season, not for a draft pick, just to watch Jerry suffer. He deserves that pain. Jerry might not make it out this season if that happens. I'm definitely coming to Golden Corral if Jordan Davis gets pancake. Definitely. Woo! Yo, a Hot Spot Casino. He is, man, I appreciate the donations, but boy.
Super chat.
These are interesting. Hot Spot. Let me take a look at you. Bro, if you can, call into the show. I would love to sit back and listen to this. My man said, if Kellen Moore doesn't break his leg, Dak will never have sniffed the field. Please call into this show and let me know why you believe Kellen Moore is this monster quarterback that he is not. I think Dak Prescott would have outplayed Kellen Moore by a mile in preseason. Remember, no games were played yet. I don't know how you could watch week 1 of the preseason game and come away with, yup, this guy's not better than Kellen Moore, or damn it, I want to see more of this guy. And all he did was continue to prove it to you throughout the preseason and prove it to you throughout his rookie year. So I'm curious about your take that year on Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott. Like, are you saying that Kellen would have won 13-3 with that team? Or because if you're saying that to me, you're basically saying any old quarterback could just pop right in and everything is good to go. That is interesting. I would love to hear your thoughts on Kellen Moore being this monster quarterback. Please, 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 please call in. Jonathan Scruggs, appreciate the donation.
Super chat.
Says, hotspot, give me what you smoking. Daisy Clark.
Super chat.
Thank you for the super chats, man. It says, keep delivering great content. Appreciate it, Miss Daisy. Did I get 707? Did I get you already? 707, you are live.
What's up, man?
What's good, man?
How you doing?
Hey, man, we just trying to get through the week, man. You know.
Yeah, buddy. Let's hope for a better one, right?
Say again?
Let's hope for a better one, right?
Right. I'm hoping we get this dub so next week this fan base is much happier than it is right now.
You ain't wrong, bud. So I got a question for you. You think Kellen Moore can come back and fix his offense?
Say again?
You think Kellen Moore can come back and fix this offense?
I don't have any evidence that he can. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm living in hope. I hope he can. I just don't have the evidence to be confident with you and be like, yep, he's gonna change his stripes. I just hope he does. Something happened to your phone, brother.
Can you hear me?
You drowned out a bit.
You hear me now?
Yeah, a little better, yeah.
Damn phone. No, I'm thinking as bad as it sucked that Dak got hurt, this might be a blessing in disguise for this offense. Hopefully Kellen's going to learn that he's going to have to stick to that run game, man.
Yes. I mean, that's just, he has to. And you know what? I think he will. If I had to make a bold prediction, I think he will, and I think he will because maybe the guy that we don't talk about enough that might have the biggest stick in this organization spoke out. And I'm talking about Ezekiel Elliott. Before the season started, Jerry Jones said, "Hey man, we're gonna lean on Zeke." That didn't happen. Jerry Jones probably not happy that they didn't lean on Zeke in week 1. And clearly Zeke is not happy they didn't lean on Zeke in week 1. So if Jerry's probably not happy and if Zeke is calling you out in the press, he should probably see at least 17 touches on Sunday.
At least. Let's hope for more, though. You're going to need it.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking good out there, man.
He was.
Looking like fresh Zeke again.
He was, man.
Well, that's all I got, man. Let's hope for that run game comes strong and Dak comes back nice healthy and we can continue this season right.
Indeed. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man. Later.
Did my guy Hotspot? Did you let me know if you called him? We had a couple other callers in here, but I don't know the numbers. So I mean, some of them I do. But this is like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, I really want to hear your explanation on this Kellen Moore thing at quarterback. I know we're backtracking and probably shouldn't. We're talking about rush hour, right? Cowboys, Bengals. We did go through that at the beginning of the show, though. But that just kind of blew my mind a little bit. 970. What's good? Hold on, let me do that.
Cowboys.
Is this my?
It went bad first. It went bad first game. I realize that, but we still got to have hope.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, I just wanted to say I believe in Cooper Rush. You know, got no choice, but I do. I like him. And, you know, he plays with these guys during preseason, you know.
Right.
He's been playing with them, so he's already got some, playing time with these guys.
Some of them, not all. My problem is with that thought process is he had playing time with T.J. Vasher and Simi Fehoko and what's the other cat's name? What am I missing? Dontario Drummonds of the world. Noah Brown and CeeDee Lamb didn't play. Dennis Houston was out there and got like 3 targets the entire preseason. So not a lot of playing time with the guys that are actually playing.
Yeah, I
I don't think Cincinnati's defense is as good as Tampa's defense, are they?
You know what? That is an excellent question to pose. I think you'll get different answers. Are they better? Probably not from they got a better defensive coordinator. They've got some, I think, big time players there in Shaq Barrett. I think their cornerback situation's a little bit better, but I don't think it's as far off as many would think. Now, their linebacker situation is much better, so that might give them the edge, right? But Cincinnati's defense is not one to sneeze at. I mean, we talked about who they got. Jesse Bates is a Pro Bowler. Trey Hendrickson was an All-Pro player last year. DJ Reader's a beast on the interior. Now, the cornerback situation in the Awuzie is good, but you do have a mouse in the house on the other side, so it might not be, better. But again, if you missed the breakdown, go check it out, man. This isn't a defense you can scoff at, especially with this offense that we got. So it's got to be sound.
Yeah. But, hey, Michael Parsons, he's going to have about 4 sacks in that game. Burles is going to get to know him real well.
Yeah, I think he will, bro. I like that matchup. Here's my problem, and I'll talk about this off air, off the phone. But I do like Michael Parsons against any of those tackles. Jonah Williams, the left tackle, was bad last week. Oh my goodness, he gave up 2 sacks, 7 pressures. Alex Highsmith just absolutely whooped that dude. And then Lyell was better than that guy, but Lyell is still very susceptible to get beat by a guy like Michael Parsons or even DeMarcus Lawrence. But I like the matchups with D-Law and like the matchups with Mike out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Lawrence is going to have a big game this week. He's due for one. Plus, I want to see how the Cowboys answer from that ugly loss from last week. I want to see how the players do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm done with Dak Prescott. I've been done with him for a couple. I said, just cut him or do something.
Yeah, a lot of people are done with him.
This ain't our quarterback, dude.
Yeah.
We need a good quarterback.
Cooper Rush is our guy.
I realize they don't grow on trees, but
they don't. Yeah, good quarterbacks.
He didn't look good at all either. Dak.
No, he did not.
No, he looked like he was complete with his head. He looked like a damn rookie out there.
He did make some of those hesitation throws, pump faking. It was not pretty.
Oh yeah, it's all the talk he did. The only person that really showed up was Michael Parsons. Well,
no. I think I like how Q looked. When I say Q, I mean Big Bo. Don't sleep on Diggs, man. Just because Diggs gave up that touchdown, I thought Diggs played good in that game. Zeke played good in that game.
Other players did too, showed up good.
Yeah.
But hey, I just want to say, everything, not everybody got to win on the first day, but hey, we still got 16 more games to go, so.
Got 16 of them.
I don't know. Hey, I just wanted to say, let's go Cowboys.
Let's get them, man. Appreciate you, Sonny.
And I appreciate your show, and I'll be donating real soon, boss.
Oh, man, that's love. Thank you, Sonny. Enjoy the rest of your day, man.
Yep, you're welcome, and you're doing a great job. I enjoy listening to you guys, you and Law and Mark Holmes and all you.
Thank you, sir. That means a whole lot.
Yeah,
you have no idea.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
My man, Sonny. It's always feel good when I hear that. Even if, again, he's upset, right? But he still believes it, and I love that. We kind of still need that every once in a while, given how this thing started. So appreciate you, Sonny. Listen, at least listen, JT the pipe player. I'm not going to remember what I said about that whole situation. People are going to feel how they feel. It only bothers me when you get the whole groupie, or what was it? What did some of y'all say? Dak what? Homosexuals and Dak sexuals or whatever. Y'all say some weird things. Very weird things when it comes to supporting a player. But that's the only time it really gets me. Or if they just flat out, lying. But if, hey, I'm done with Dak, or I don't think he's good, that's your opinion. Now, if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But some people aren't going to move off that. And that's cool. Just when I present context to situations, don't ignore that. Don't ignore it. All right, man. We got 704. Let me get to my boy Los and Marv. I haven't heard from Marv in a minute. What's good, 704?
What's up? What's up, Mr. Steve?
What's up with you?
Man, chilling. I appreciate the breakdown you did the other day.
Oh, man, no problem. I'm going to try to do that every week, man. Even no matter what the record is, no matter what win or loss, we'll break some things down.
My first thing is I had to apologize to Mr. Danny Savage for calling him an old man. I meant to say an older gentleman. He's older than me, so the older gentleman, Mr. Danny Savage. Because I saw in the chat he was calling me a clown and all that, but I apologize, Mr. Danny Savage.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, my bad. I just read a hilarious super chat. Go ahead.
You're fine, buddy. You're fine, but man, I was wondering, do you think we should play 11 personnel, or?
I mean that is Kellen Moore's bread and butter. Like that's what he.
Yeah,
but it was a different story over the last 3 years, right? You had Ced Wilson, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper. So that should have low key been your bread and butter. And then you can run it out of that because teams are supposed to respect and fear your passing game, so it gives you light boxes. So
yeah,
you know.
I was really thinking. When you did the breakdown, and I didn't really get the breakdown. I was watching during the game. I could see the stuff, but I thought you was exactly right. You running 2-3 receivers out with 7 people. They just, I mean, and to me, I think we got a chance. We just got to be patient. I think we can win this Sunday, and I think we can win next Sunday. I mean, I think if Mike and them show up, I think we can get a dub easily. I'm not saying if Mike can show up, because Mike is going to show up. I'm saying if.
I'm about to say, he showed up. He showed up in week 1.
Yeah, he's gonna show up every game. I'm not meaning Mike. I'm just saying the defense. If the defense can get some takeaways, because we're gonna need takeaways and get some scores, some easy scores for us. Maybe get a couple field goals.
Get a score is
I'm not
score themselves is what we need.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of Cincinnati. I think we got a chance. But I just wanted to apologize to Denny Savage because I called him an older guy and they was upset in the chat. But, I apologize, man. But
yeah, it's all good, man. Appreciate the call, though, good brother.
You too. Be.
You as well, sir. Enjoy the rest of your day, brother. Ham Zone, you confused me for a second, but I realized here, I guess you're just Josh. You're just playing around. But thank you for the donation.
Super chat.
He says, I love your show, but you ain't getting no more of my money. We got to win in spite of front office, but it's like trying to overcome a 40 deficit in the fourth quarter. 100%. I don't know what the first part's about, Ham Zone, but I don't ask for it. I don't need it. But I appreciate y'all doing it. Not really quite sure what that was about, but appreciate the donation, man. All right, we got 2 more. Let's get the Los. I think we're on a good time period. A little bit of overtime, but we good. What's up, Los?
Good morning, Scott. Good morning. And I'll make my phone call quick. Let me say this. That Pittsburgh-Cincy game was a great way to start the NFL season. I don't know whoever watched it, but Joe Burrow had one of the roughest games.
Mm-hmm.
And I expect him to bounce back. I mean, 4 interceptions and I think a fumble. So expect him to come after us offensively. So I'll say this about to our offense. If they start scoring on us, guy.
Oh, it's a wrap. I'm gonna let you finish. It's a wrap. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't expect Cooper to be that saver to take us from 17-0 or 14-0, right? So I would say this. Stick to your fundamentals, but don't be afraid to go in there and score. The only thing I will be livid about is if a Kellen Moore makes Cooper Rush look like the second coming of Tom Brady coming into the league.
Wow.
And that's by finally making plays that get rid of the ball quickly because you don't have time to develop those plays.
Mm-hmm.
And if that does happen, I will ask where the hell was that with Dak Prescott.
100%.
However, I don't have that expectation. The only way I see us winning, Sky, is if I said last week finish your efficiency. Once you get past your 50 or 45, go in there and score that rock. And especially in that red zone, you better capitalize. That's all I have to say, Sky.
100%.
Peace.
Appreciate you, Los. Good call, man. So I follow what he's saying, right? If he makes him go out there and look like Tom Brady, he's gonna be livid because he should have did that week 1. I'm telling you right now, for at least 24 hours, go ahead and put that to the side, because if he goes out there and changes things around and Rush just looks amazing, things are schemed up, be happy. Be happy. To me, it would show that there is some growth within Kellen, right? There is some counter to him. That's what I want to see. I don't give a damn who's at the quarterback position, because if he can counter without Dak, then when he gets back, who is the better quarterback, there's no doubt about that, then you continue to do those type of things. So are we frustrated? Yes. If you take your kind of, everybody has a little homer in them. It is what it is, right? But if you take that homerism out a little bit, do we think that this dude is going to come out here and look like Tom Brady? Do we think we're going to come out here and score 35 points? No, right? No. But you should want that to happen. You should want to see these changes. Even if you are out on the season, even if you think they're going to be number 1 overall pick, whatever, you should still want that. I know I do. Shit. Last thing I want to do is come out here and look even worse, which is hard to do, than last week. Ultra said if that happens, it's the QB. Literally, Lo said if Kellen Moore comes out here and schemes things up. But this is what I mean. Doesn't matter it doesn't matter if it's in front of you. Agendas are going to agenda. What's up, Marv?
What up, Scott?
What's good with you, man? I haven't heard from you in a minute.
Nah, I just been watching you guys every day.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I've been watching both of y'all, everybody. I just like, I told Long, I said, man, if that's Kellen Moore comes to dumb stupid plays again, we ain't gonna have no chance. I don't care who back there. You got Jerry Rice, Micah Irvin, Steve Largent, all route runners. We still gonna lose. This guy don't know what he's doing. The play calling is horrible. And if I'm Cincinnati, I run that same San Francisco defense. That's what Tampa Bay did. They learned their lesson last year.
Yeah,
remember?
And Marv, if I may interject, if I remember correctly, if I'm just trying to remember Tampa Bay's team in general, they did change their stripes. They weren't a drop 7-8 defenders majority of the team. That's not who they were. Todd Bowles is aggressive. Todd Bowles likes to be aggressive early and likes to be aggressive often. And because he has guys that can get after the queue, he manned up behind that. But he changed his stripes in week 1. So I wonder if Cincy does that. That's the problem, not having tendencies yet early in the season. Based off of last week, Cincy does one thing, but they may not do that this week.
Because everybody on here that's listening, the blueprint on the Cowboys, if you drop 7 men back and make them dink and dunk, they're going to do something stupid. They're going to make penalties, and they don't know what to do. They're going to run the ball. When they drop 7 men back, you're supposed to run. You get 5-6 yards a pop. Then you change and start throwing them stupid routes. Ain't nobody getting open. Scott, man, you ain't getting open. You see the route? I see how you broke that down. I saw how Law broke that down. I said, everybody got the blueprint. Now, I watched the Denver and Seattle game, and they try to do that to Denver. They try to do that to Seattle. Man, Seattle exposed them fools.
Yeah,
they schemed that up.
That was Yeah, that's beautiful game plan they had in that first half. And maybe that's another. We'll talk about the keys tomorrow, but one of them is definitely going to have to be, you got to get out to a strong start. Your first 15, your first whatever you want to call it, it needs to be strong. I don't care if you got to throw the kitchen sink, and kitchen sink doesn't mean trick plays all day. When I say kitchen sink, I mean, throw out your best plays, get your quarterback in the rhythm, get down the field, and so you have to get points early, man. Not that it's going to put a ton of pressure on Joe Burrow because those dudes are confident in general, but any amount of pressure you can do from a psychological standpoint, do it.
And Scott, now Cincinnati got three defensive tackles that weigh 330, but it don't mean nothing because we just played Tampa Bay. And if y'all would have saw the game, Tampa Bay was like, oh, man, I hope they don't run no more. The Cowboys running all over Tampa Bay. It was just killing them. And here we go again. Oh, no, I'm not going to run no more. I'm going to pass it. I love to pass. Forget what everybody tell me. I'm going to pass it. And look what happened. Got your quarterback hurt up the middle on the blitz. 40 missed the block. And then on defense, here we go. I got to give your boy, he was talking true facts, Big James, 92. Got it whooped. hey, Law. And preseason guy, I get mad at Dan Quinn. His favorite is, hey, the rookie linebacker, number 50, all played all the middle linebackers. Number 94, they got cut, all played 99 and 92 and 52. The other guy that got cut, all played then. But they want a favorite to you because we paid the guy $7 million. That's why we lose. We favoritism, we lose, guys.
Yeah,
I got to tell the truth.
I had to write this down because I do want to talk about the linebackers, Cowboys linebackers.
Oh, man, that 50 should have been playing. He's faster. He run a 4.4. And you saw in preseason how he blitzed the middle. He go in there and get them, can nobody block him. Come on, man. Let's play the best guys, man.
Yeah.
Stop playing these guys' favoritism. Dan Quinn get an F on that, too. We got 150 yards running on us. Come on. If they run 150 on the sky, like I tell you, they scoring 30 on us. I'm telling you right now.
If the Bengals rush for $150, yeah, it's gonna be a different situation, man. But hey, appreciate you, Marv, as always. It's good to hear from you,
bro.
man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, sir.
Good to hear from old Marv. Old Marv said, Big James. That's good. I've heard Big James games. Now Big James. Hilarious. I'm not. Hey, Captain, I don't cook them, man. I you know me. I try to have fun with the callers. I'm a little different in how we do it. That's why our calls go so damn long, because I talk back with y'all for a long time. But the Big James is hilarious. What was I about to say? Oh, linebackers. So, and this, maybe we could talk about this yesterday, and I did briefly. We won't right past it. But, we put on that tape, you look at some of these plays, man. The one thing I was worried about with LVE showed up. Now Anthony Barr, well, he was fantastic. He, his first game with the Cowboys, but, I think he just needs to kind of get his feet wet a little bit more. But I came away from that game, and I think I told y'all this yesterday. Put Micah back in the middle. Just put him back in the middle. I saw Micah, and I ain't even going to bring this play up. Y'all can go find it. I saw Micah come from the weak side. He just straight up hawked Leonard Fournette. And Micah's about 3 or whatever yards away from LVE, who's in the middle, who has a better angle for whatever reason. And this happened all game. LVE is just a little bit hesitant. And Donovan Smith gets up on LVE and just plays and just has him in a spin cycle, and he's gone. Another play, and most of these plays, again, shout out to Bob Sturm. He pointed out all the plays that went to the left. A lot of people got on Trayvon Diggs in the run department, which funny thing I noticed in Twitter world now. People literally said, because Diggs had give up 33 yards yesterday or on Sunday. And people were like, yeah, but how many rushing yards did he give up? Get ready. If Diggs has a good productive year from a yard standpoint, they're going to go back on, well, how many rushing yards did he give up? But anyway, so we got on Diggs, but when you go back and watch, Diggs was constantly dealing with pulling guards and tackles. And as a corner, you can no longer cut these dudes off. Y'all know damn well y'all not finna go man up on this damn 6'5", 330-pound guard pulling at you when you are a cover corner. Just not going to happen. So they were smart. They got the matchups over there and they ran that way, and they made your linebackers, who for whatever reason half the damn time it seemed like just weren't aligned correctly. Like if you go look at the tape, a lot of these alignments favored Tampa before the snap. Now you might be able to get away with that with a Micah Parsons in the middle, because that play where Donovan Smith put LVE in the spin cycle. Micah, you wouldn't have got to him. Micah's clickability, Micah's readability and go is all time. I'm just saying. And I hope it turns around in week 2, because if it don't, Joe Mixon ain't Lenny. Joe Mixon better than Lenny right now. And he got more wiggle. I hope in week 2, LVE, I got my feet wet. Because remember, LVE didn't play preseason, which was mind-blowing to me. It wasn't like he is all-world dude. He didn't play preseason. So maybe he sees it better as he's going. But it was a lot of hesitation in his game that got him caught. He's already not that athlete to go. Look like sometimes he was in C-man. It just, and you might look at the 9 tackles. I haven't looked on PFF at the average tackle depth. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a great average tackle depth. So anybody else notice that? The linebacker play, not named Micah Parsons, did not play up to where we wanted to be, which is why I was very adamant about getting a middle linebacker that can do all these type of things. We'll see if more Anthony Barr will be involved. We'll see if more Jabril Cox will be involved. Maybe Devin Harper later down the road is the guy. But until you have an answer there, I gotta play Micah there more, man, and blitz him from the A gap and B gap, and maybe they do that this week, or maybe they take advantage of the left tackle situation. But I digress. Whew. These boys said that's why they should have drafted Dean versus Williams. Don't get me started on going back, man. I couldn't believe Dean was sitting there. Couldn't believe it. And I'm like, take him, and take him. But it is what it is. L, my guy L, shout out to you, brother. I know the support. Shout out to you, man. It says LVE gets juked out in grocery store aisles. My expectations for him are low. Speaking of juked out, and I hate to go back. This team that we're about to play run a lot of pre-snap motion, a lot of at-snap motion, and LVE struggle with that. The linebackers struggle with that. This defense struggles with that because it's the linebackers you're fooling with that, which is why I always ask for pre-snap motion. It's not necessarily the defensive lineman unless somebody's standing up from the end department and they see a receiver coming or a running back coming and they got to maintain the edge. It's the linebackers. The defensive linemen usually have a responsibility. But if the linebacker, you take one false step, now you have to recover and it may be too late. If you Micah, you a different animal, but it ain't a bunch of Micahs out there. All right, let's see. Yeah, Special K. Diggs definitely don't want that smoke, man. Now, but I'm going to ask you, can you blame him? All he can do is contain the edge best he can. But that ain't his job, man. That ain't his job. We got to figure something out here. You know what I mean? All right. That'll do it for today's show. Took a look at a little bit of Cooper Rush. Took a look at the Bengals defense, what they did against the Steelers. Again, stingy group. Nothing overly spectacular, but a stingy group. So we got to stay in front of those chains, and I think we're going to have to stay committed, as Ezekiel Elliott said, to the run game and just muddy this thing up, make it ugly. I don't give a damn if they run the ball 50 times. Maybe last year you could live with throwing it 35 times because those weapons, right? Like, I get it. The weapons are kind of your strength in this situation. I don't think that's the case anymore, man. If we got the number one pick, would I trade it for more or draft? It's too soon, JT. Too soon, man. Ask that question later. Too soon, man. Do me a favor if you enjoyed the show, whether we agree or not agree. That's going to happen every day, right? But there's a way to do it with decorum. Hit that like button. If you're new here, you just jumped in and you dig how this thing goes, subscribe. Share this with your other Cowboys friends and families and foes and tell them to come through. We talk real football here, not the fluff. Not the fluff, all right? With that said, y'all, if you need to keep up with me, you can. See that right down there? That DFW turf ticker? Yeah. Follow me on Twitter at Skywalker Steel, as it says there. A2ZSportsDallas.com for all your Cowboys news and information. Also, the audio podcast of this show, of Primetime, and of our new show with me and Jesse Holly. Every Wednesday, we're going to go for about 20 to 30 minutes or so, even though this first episode is much longer. We have a new show called Cowboys 4th and Long, where we're going to talk about whatever at that point in time. And y'all know how Jesse and I get down, so we'll have a good time with it, but we'll definitely keep it a bean, aka we'll keep it real. So my apologies, I don't have the link at this second, excuse me, but I'll drop it in the description after the show. All right? Again, if you want to keep up with me, you can with the DFW turf ticker that has it all right there. The number one turf installer in the DFW area. Now, let me go ahead and hit this button or we'll be here all goddamn day. 10 carries ain't enough. Ain't enough. Appreciate y'all. See y'all later over on the volume with my brother from another, Vach Lombardi. Shout out to the 3-ish Mafia. I'll see you later, man. We out here. Love you.